Adele, lie down.
I'm sorry. That dog is unbearable.
No, he's not. He's a good watchdog.
You're kind. He's a good dog. His presence is reassuring. He keeps prowlers away, and any cats or foxes who might attack my birds.
Can't open the door. I don't think I want to try to open the door again. Well, you met Fidel. Like I said, jump scares. They're everywhere. Is that a link? Ew.
Transylvania Telephone Company. Number, please. Just one moment, please. Hello? International switchboard? Rome for Vladiviste. Rome, Vatican 65. Please hold.
Why do they all sound the same?
You're connected.
This is Cardinal Felicio Briganti.
This is Father Arno Moriani.
Delighted to hear your voice. So, Mr. Devil's Advocate, what's the weather like in Transylvania?
Stormy. But that doesn't bother me. It gives the countryside a kind of tragic coloring.
My goodness, Arno, you haven't changed. What can I do for you? No, it's better that I contact them if need be. The Diocese of Albayula let it be known that the canonization of a local native would enable the Catholics, who are in minority in Transylvania, to reaffirm their identity with regard to the Orthodox. This can be very important in a nation under construction. That's why the process began so quickly. It would seem self-evident, but the diocese might object. I'd rather not run the risk. Unless circumstances force you to. If you had to celebrate a funeral mass, for example. Your mission is delicate, Arno. It's difficult to accomplish without offending someone. But I have faith in you. You'll know how to act suitably.
Goodbye, Your Eminence.
Be well, Arno.
Number, please. Hold the line. You're connected. Greenleaf Rest Home. Good day.
Could I speak to Father Grigoriu Nigescu, please? This is Father Arno Moriani.
One moment, I'll see.
This is Father Gregorio Nigescu.
Hello, this is Father Arno Moriani. I belong to the Sacred Congregation of Rites, and I'm investigating the case of the late Martha Caligaro.
Ah, yes, I'm aware of that. Not very good, actually, since you ask. But what good does it do to talk about it? Prayer is my only comfort.
What do you think of Martha?
She was a good Christian, courageous, charitable, and she attended Mass regularly. I appreciated her a great deal.
Is she a saint?
Some of my parishioners think so. The diocese realized that and asked for the case to be opened. Myself, I don't know. Things like that are way beyond me, you know.
Goodbye, Father Gregorio. I wish you a good rest.
Goodbye, Father Arno.
Well, I think I've done enough for this first day at Vladiviste. It's time to go to bed. Wow, I'm dead tired. Got to go directly to bed.
You can't even lock the door first. Really, you're in a strange place where you're not locking the door.
Johan!
Luciana!
Johan!
come. Luciano. Is it really you? I can't believe it. Come to me.
That was a weird dream.
Oh, Lord, free me from night terrors. What a strange nightmare. I think I need to refresh my ideas. What if I went to visit Janos at the castle? I really would like to move this wardrobe.
But we have no reason.
This is a particularly heavy piece of furniture. No way to just slide it.
Why can't you lock the door?
Please, Father, I have something to tell you.
Mr. Stefan Luca, a reporter from the city, arrived here this morning. He's in the parlor. He sort of told me to kind of tell you he'd like to talk to you.
Kinda, sort
A
of.
reporter? Very well, I'll go.
Wait, Father. I also wanted to tell you. I have to make up the room to the right of yours for Mr. Luca. And maybe it's dumb, but I don't dare go in it anymore.
Oh? Why is that, Ozana?
Well, it's like it was kind of cursed.
Really? What makes you think that?
Spot. A black spot. The more I rub, the less it goes away. And then crucifix. It falls down on its own.
Come. What can I do to reassure you?
Please, put the cross back in place. I don't dare touch it. And bless the room. That way, I'll be able to go in it to do the housework.
This bolt was forced a long time ago.
And she never fixed it. Oh, that's because that choice was
Here's the black spot that frightens Ozana so much. Gloria Patri, e Filio, e Spiritui Sancto, sicut erat in principio, et nunc, et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
I did not understand any of it. Come on. Alright, let's look at the Bible, see what it says. They rolled a stone against the entrance to the tomb and sealed it away. Keep your word. I told your disciples to cast this demon out, and they could not do it. Okay. Okay, this is strange. Tower of Babel. Don't know what I needed that for, but okay. Same dresser or not. Ah, dang.
Ozana, I put the crucifix back in place and said a prayer. Are you reassured?
Thank you, Father. Thanks a lot. I'll be able to fix up the room.
But why?
Father Arno, I was expecting you. Delighted to meet you, Father. Concerning Martha, I mean Dr. Calugarl, it's very important that you know. She was murdered.
What are you saying?
Yes. I didn't introduce myself. Stefan Luca, journalist. It's a good thing that you're here. Since the departure of Father Gregoriou, this village really needed a priest.
Yet I didn't come to replace him.
Of course, I know why the Vatican has sent you, for Martha's canonization. But I want to talk with you about something else. There's something much more serious. Martha, well, she was killed for defying evil. My God, I should have helped her more. I wrote an article, but he prevented me from publishing it. He's very powerful, you know. Martha was not his first victim.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Are you skeptical? I was too. But read this letter that Martha sent me 3 months before her death.
Yeah, this is the guy that never shuts up. Sir, I admit your last letter was starting irritation. I must admit, let's see, the people I'm telling you about are afraid to fall asleep, hear voices, walk in their sleep, and present strange stigma. Stop it. Go away, cat. Finally, and most importantly, they die of a devastating and inexplainable enemy or blood loss. Do you believe that it's simply a matter of nervous affliction? Even Professor von Kruger, so conventional in his approach, admitted that it was something else than a nervous disorder. I'll send you the medical files. Please examine them and you'll change your opinion. Please believe me. A strong force is at work and will be any great allies to be able to count. Sir, please accept my sincerest greetings. Martha.
Here are the notes Martha kept. Once you've read the file on each victim, you'll be convinced. I'm sure.
Marion Roadmender. Drain the blood. Stop it. Stop it. Seldrick. Schoolboy orphan. Nightmare, sleepwalking, sedative. Blood loss. Use blood transfusion. Improves and then relapses. Hematoma on the neck. Police aren't helpful. Unknown young woman has amnesia. God knows she's she's a bride. She also has a P anomaly, no silver blue marks, no clear wounds, but strange hematoma on the neck. Please alert, there's no reaction. Ariel was on a son, father dead, intelligent, but spoiled and turbulent. His mother forgives him everything. Mother's concerned the child's not well, P anomaly detected. Earlier, didn't show anything. She chose not to try to do anything, she just sent the child away. He's recovered, but he's not going to come back, because then he'll get eaten.
The documents you showed me are astonishing. However, I'm surprised Dr. Calugaro entrusted you with them. Doctor-patient confidentiality and all.
Medical secrecy is a secondary issue when human lives are at stake. Think of it. The identified victims are just the latest ones. Martha was convinced that there were many others over the past years. No, the past centuries. She wanted me to alert public opinion, but the editors of my paper were pressured. Our enemy is very influential. We have to do something.
Let's see. I agree that these files are very disturbing, but we can't take the place of the police.
Martha contacted them a number of times, to no result.
Perhaps they didn't take her seriously. We should call back to explain the situation calmly.
The police, once again, didn't do their job. Call them, and you'll see.
That would seem to be the most reasonable course, if you don't have any objection.
Go right ahead. The telephone is in the next room. When you realize the ineffectiveness of the police, come back to see me.
I will.
Number, please. You want the police?
Yes, put me through to the police station in charge of La Vista, please.
Please hold. You're connected.
Provincial Police, what is it?
This is Father Moriani. Well, several people died in Vladoviste in mysterious circumstances.
Vladoviste? You have the wrong department. You have to contact the Transylvania Regional Brigade. Ask for Inspector General Bruton at Alba Eula 22.
That was a waste of a phone call.
Number, please. Just one moment, please. You're connected.
This is Inspector Bruton.
Hello, this is Father Arno Moriani. I belong to the Sacred Congregation of Rites. I've come to Vladiviste to investigate the case of Martha Caligaro in view of her eventual canonization.
Martha Caligaro. I remember her well. Always bothering my men with unbelievable stories and groundless complaints. She wasn't a bad woman, but she had a screw loose.
I'll note your opinion. Inspector, I'm calling because my investigation has revealed several suspicious deaths, which all occurred in Vladiviste. They could very well be murders.
Give me the names of the supposed victims.
Marian Marescu, dead in October 1913. Seldrick Maliskal in July 1916. And an unidentified young girl who died in November 1919.
I see exactly what you're talking about. Wasn't it a certain Stefan Luca who transmitted this information to you?
Well, that is...
Of course it's him. Don't believe anything he tells you. He's just been fired by his newspaper. He's just a troublemaker. Father Moriani, I have to warn you. Our country is currently in the grip of a certain agitation. And the Catholic minority isn't viewed very positively by certain political groups. So, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't prolong my visit to Transylvania.
Thank you for your advice, but you understand that I can't leave without carrying out my mission.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Well, we have 3 individuals dead in the same region and in the same manner, drained of their blood. That would suggest the work of some perverted criminal, wouldn't it?
No, believe me. It would suggest, rather, that your informant is bored and has a fertile imagination. None.
Did a physician examine her body?
Certainly not. Why bother? Her death wasn't at all suspect.
Goodbye, Inspector. The police think that Martha was mad. Her case doesn't look good, but it's out of the question for me to close the file without digging deeper. Let's go back to the journalist to question him. I can't borrow this without permission. The Monte Septimanal. That's a regional weekly. The issues are bound, classified by year. Nothing much happened that year.
Oh, we use this to get more information throughout the game. It's very helpful.
Good. Did you call the police? Are you convinced that they won't do a thing? Then we can go on to serious matters. Read these 2 letters and tell me what you think of them.
So your article is redacted. Thank you for your courageous attempt. Alas, I see now that we must find a different solution. I'll speak to you about it in person. To answer your question, please know that I was never interested in vampire legends prior to my arrival in Vladiviste. When little Seldrick was at his worst, it was our friend G who helped me implement the traditional measures, the garlic and the protective circle. I noticed an improvement. In Still that fateful night when I was found the window open, the crumbs of the host dispersed by the wind, and the child dead in his bed. How could I, after that, harbor the slightest doubt about the enemy we were fighting? Best wishes, Martha. That's when she started believing I was a vampire. I thought a lot after our last conversation. Where then is the beast hiding? It was certainly changed its lair since the war. Even if I knew where it was, I would avoid approaching it directly because it keeps on its guard. There's still a path of the dragon left. I'm convinced that it'll lead me to my goal. I know that you and G do not improve my intentions. No doubt there is danger, but my life is not so precious as to prevent me from risking it for a good deed, or a good cause. I have carefully read the ancient texts regarding our enemy. A few clues led me to believe that the path begins in Turkey. I plan to go there soon to look for the traces of the dragon. P.S. Upon my return, I will hand you the file that I have put together in the path of the dragon. If something should happen to me, you'll find it in my case. To find the key, carefully observe the order of the paintings on the wall.
Vampires, hosts, my lord. I must elucidate this sorry affair. Let's subject Stefan Luca to some methodical questioning. The letters you showed me raise a lot of questions. First of all, what exactly does the term vampire signify?
Vampire, vampire, upir, upir, rugalakis for the Greeks. Do these words really evoke nothing for you?
To tell you the truth, they do. I seem to recall reading something about these, creatures. So, if I understand right, Martha tried to drive them back with a communion host ground into a powder?
That's right, with the crumbs from the host. She drew a protective circle.
Tell me, was the host consecrated?
I suppose so.
Did Father Gregoriou know that this sort of activity was going on in his parish?
The best would be for you to ask him the question.
According to you, glad to be safe, I'm not a vampire in the 20th century.
That's the frightful reality.
And why don't the residents do something to rid themselves of a curse like that?
Because they're resigned and submissive. To vanquish evil, you have to be strong.
Are you sure that Martha didn't die in battle?
She wasn't that old.
Overwork, perhaps?
Come on, she was in perfect health. Just before she died, she was still hiking in the mountains.
You have such a negative opinion of
Since the war, we've changed our nationality and our official language. One thing hasn't been: the ineffectiveness of the police. Worse, I think they've sold out to our enemy. I have reason to believe they wanted to intimidate Martha, or even worse.
Have you spoken with John?
Yes, we chatted over a glass of Suica, our local prune brandy. Janos is a great lad, very cultured, but he has a rare lack of imagination.
Did you ever talk with Dr. Flores?
Young Maria? No, I didn't want to frighten her. I don't think she can help us in any case. Father, help me resume the task that Martha began. With a priest at my side, I'd feel stronger.
It's not so simple. You see, this affair is really not in my purview. I have to question Father Gregoriou about this sinister story of vampires.
Number, please. Hold the line. Greenleaf Rest Home. Good day.
Could I speak to Father Gregoriou Nigescu, please? This is Father Arno Moriani.
One moment, I'll see.
This is Father Gregoriou Nigescu.
Hello, this is Father Arno Moriani. Father, I have to discuss a very delicate subject with you. Please answer my questions very precisely. It's important. Do you know Stefan Luca?
He's a journalist, a friend of Martha's. They developed photographs together.
According to Stefan Luca, Martha Caligaro believed in vampires and engaged in strange rituals.
It's true. And before you ask the question, yes, I helped her.
You do know the position of the church on this subject, don't you?
I know it, and I don't doubt that it's a very reasonable position when you think about the question, seated in an office in Rome. But in Vladoviste, the situation is different.
Do you want me to tell you how things happened?
I went to the dispensary to give extreme unction to Zeldrick, a poor child who's wasting away. I uttered a few of the usual prayers, and then I gave Martha the sacred hosts. She used the wafers to draw a protective circle around the sick boy. Was it sacrilege? You're entitled to think so. But the child was going to die in spite of the transfusions. We had to try everything to drive away the creature that was feeding on him. What would you have done in my place? Unfortunately not. 2 nights later, the window opened mysteriously, and the wind blew away the protective circle. Martha found the child dead, with wounds on his neck. Yes, a waste of time.
No one likes the police here.
The war began shortly after the child's death. I left the village to serve as an army chaplain. Upon my return, we tried to save a young amnesia victim. The girl seemed possessed. She ripped off the garlic necklaces that we hung on her neck and left her room every night. She didn't survive long. Young Ariel almost died as well. But Martha saved him by sending him away from the village. It was probably the only thing to do. It's very likely. I knew she was threatened. I'd offered her a dog to protect her. Now that seems to me to have been laughable. As if a dog could have stopped the enemy she was confronting.
Do you think that enemy was a vampire? A supernatural creature?
An emanation of the devil. If you'd lived a few years in Vladoviste, you wouldn't doubt it. Martha spoke to me of it. It's a sort of accursed way of the cross, which leads to the source of evil. She embarked upon it against my advice. I wanted to protect her. Oh, I was wrong.
Why is that?
She died fighting. I fled. Today, it is she who has the good part.
Thank you for your frankness, Father. Of course, you realize that after your revelations, Martha will never be canonized.
Yes, of course. What does it matter if she rests in peace?
Another thing, if a direct question is asked, I shall be forced to evoke your part in this business.
So be it. But you should know that my only regret is not to have helped Martha more. In the end, I slipped away. It was cowardly of me.
The Lord is our only judge. I have no wish to condemn you. Goodbye, Father Gregorio. I wish you a good rest.
Goodbye, Mother Anno.
All right, now it's time to make my report to Monsignor Briganti.